This is Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.
A Nebraska woman who admitted to barreling through downtown Omaha at more than 140 miles per hour, while nearly 3 times the legal alcohol limit in her system, has been sentenced to what is effectively a life term for a crash that killed 4 people, 3 of them her own children. Douglas County District Court Judge Molly Keene on Wednesday ordered 34-year-old Rachel Bickerstaff to serve 140 to 180 years in prison with no chance of parole until she spent 70 years behind bars. The severity of this crash cannot be overestimated, Keene said, calling the September 2024 wreck one of the most horrific cases ever before her courtroom. Investigators say that at 12:50 a.m. on September 27, 2024, Bickerstaff's Dodge Charger reached 142 miles per hour on Douglas Street, a 5-fold violation that posted 25 miles per hour limit. Before she blew through the red lights, still traveling over 100 miles per hour, her car plowed into a Ford Fusion driven by Michael Sales, who's 70, who was heading home from work. Both vehicles erupted into flames. The collision also killed Bickerstaff's daughters, aged 5 years, 18 months, and 11 days. Prosecutors said firefighters could not approach the wreckage for several minutes because of the intensive fire. First responders, many of whom are veterans of fatal crashes, later reported long-lasting trauma from the scene. Deputy Douglas County Attorney Jim Mastler told the court that the emotional toll on emergency crews is a barometer to show just how bad this is when people who have seen so much are haunted by what they witnessed that day. The county medical examiner said Bickerstaff's blood alcohol concentration was at 0.216, nearly triple Nebraska's 0.08 limit. Bickerstaff pled no contest in March to 4 counts of motor vehicle homicide. A charge of DUI causing serious bodily injury was dismissed under a plea agreement. Court filings never clarified who was hurt in addition to the fatalities. In tearful remarks, Laura Sales said that she dropped to the floor screaming when police told her that her father was dead. The crash was so violent we were not even allowed to see his body, only his ashes, she said. Begging the judge to impose a sentence that will reflect the weight of what was taken from us, speaking softly, Bickerstaff apologized. I regret the pain and hurt I caused. I would trade my life for it, for all the life lost. She almost make up like a little rhyme there. I would trade my life for all the life lost. The prosecutor countered that the apology rang hollow, given Bickerstaff's track record, DUI history, and jailhouse assault records show Bickerstaff previously pled no contest to misdemeanor DUI and reckless driving in 2020. She lost her license for 60 days, was ordered to install an ignition interlock, and served 6 months probation. While awaiting trial in the current case, she was charged with assault in May after allegedly attacking a cellmate. Juvenile court documents indicate Bickerstaff lost custody of 4 older children, now thought to be between 8 and 11, after repeated missing drug tests and concerns about methamphetamine use. She and her children's father relinquished parental rights in 2019, and the youngsters were adopted. One of those fathers was reportedly injured in the 2024 wreck, though details remain sealed. Because Nebraska allows parole consideration after half of the minimum term, Bickerstaff will be eligible for release at age 104. The judge also revoked the driver's license for 15 years, a symbolic penalty given to the length of her incarceration. County Attorney Don Klein said the outcome matches the gravity of taking 4 lives. As deputies led Bickerstaff away, Laura Sales clutched a framed photo of her father. I speak today because Dad can't, she told reporters. Nothing will bring him back, or those children, but at least the streets are safer tonight.
Like, what the hell? She's driving 140 miles an hour in downtown Omaha. Like, what the hell? Like, and I don't even understand being that drunk, because she was drunk.
She was Karen Reed level drunk.
Is that how drunk she was too?
In that general range.
Wow. You know, she's probably, my guess is blackout drunk and doesn't know what she was doing. But that had to have been absolutely horrifying to be in that car. You know, and then this poor guy just coming home from work, you know, that was a matter of seconds. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Maybe we should have
the whole thing. And what really bothers me about all of this, there's so many things, because there's so many other people who, she endangered a lot of lives that night by driving like that in downtown Omaha. But she's got 3 kids in the car. How does this woman get to have 3 children after she'd already lost custody of 4 other kids? So she can go on to have, and one was 11 days old. 11 days old.
Yeah.
It just absolutely breaks my heart, because this woman, for whatever reason, is shit-faced drunk and like has to drive. And my guess is she's yelling and arguing and pissed off about something, so she's driving all crazy like.
I'll tell you what, she's a beauty. She's just, I don't know how someone could say no. I think the eyebrows are literally tattooed on.
Well, they're either tattooed on or Sharpied. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's tattooed on.
You can tell she's a good decision maker, someone that should be entrusted with the care of children.
But how do you, to me, it just infuriates me, because, you know, there's so many kids in the foster system, and which is not a good place for kids. People like her have 7 kids, and she cannot take care of them. 4 of them were taken away, and yet she went on to have 3 more. And she killed the last 3.
I'm going to go with Sharpie.
It's kind of Sharpie leg.
Yeah. Interesting.
And if it's not Sharpie and she paid for that, yikes.
We have a very screwed up system. I think we should have something like breeding rights in this country at this point, where it's like, if you'd like to have children and you're going to be the parents, you have to get the rights to do that. So you have to, you know, take some classes, get certified. Okay, now you can be a certified parent. And if you don't, you can't be a parent.
How about if you have 4 kids who have been taken away from you?
How about
and
we
you get
start
pregnant again?
Yeah.
It's like that child is given up for adoption right out of the hospital.
Yeah, it's got to be something where, look, this is you can't have kids anymore. Period. Like, something should be done. Like, I think that should be done to all sexual predators too, where it's like, you can't have kids. You can't even, like, it's not going to function, sort of thing. You know, and maybe just no more kids, whatever it's going to be, vasectomies, whatever, tubes tied, whatever you want to call it. It just should be, okay, and guess what? We'll pay for it for you, because it'll be cheaper for us to do that than the system taking in everything else that you're throwing into this world with no regard for yourself or anyone else.
Oh, it's so infuriating to me. And then the poor first responders.
How the hell did this woman survive?
I don't know. Although I am kind of grateful that she did survive, because I'm hoping that she lives a very long, miserable life.
The world would have been better if it just took her too. I don't like.
But why? Isn't that kind of the easy way out at that point for
Probably,
her?
But who else is she going to have to?
Because I think she was pretty burned in the.
Yeah.
I think she was injured pretty good. I hope. Yeah. It really doesn't bother me knowing that she has to think every day about what she did and never can get out. It's like
I hear you. The problem is, I don't know. I have no idea what the hell's
taxpayers'
wrong with
money.
her.
We're paying for it.
There's the money aspect, but there's also the aspect of, do people who do these sort of things ever feel that way?
I don't know.
And I don't think a lot of them do,
Yeah.
because that's how they keep doing it again and again and again.
Yeah, she gave herself permission to get pregnant 3 more times. There are ways you can keep yourself from getting pregnant.
And then decided, this is too much. I'm going to go and try and end it all.
And she's had DUIs before. Like, that didn't faze her.
I don't know. I mean, I would not be saddened if I heard that they found her hanging in her prison cell. Like, well, oh well. No one else then has to hear this horrific story. No one else has to be traumatized by her anymore. Just get the negativity of this crazy, evil thing off of our planet. I think that would be the better thing than have it linger, in a cell. Because you got guards, you got people that got to deal with her still. And that's...
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I get the shivers when you think about it.
And what about, like, the poor man the innocent man? Yeah. Like, would it be easier for his family just to know she's no longer in this world? Is it easier for them?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation, so I can't say. But if I were, and I'm to guess, I would be happier if she was dead. Rather than knowing that that person is still breathing and living and my loved one is not. And the possibility that for whatever reason, she could someday get out. Now, I know it's 104, but I'm talking, there's cases where things get overturned, things get changed. It does take place. Not to say that anyone's going to look at this woman and go, hey, let's put her on the Innocence Project list. But stranger things have happened. I would just assume she's dead. I think that would give me more peace if I was in that situation. I don't know. The idea of sitting and watching someone suffer, yeah, there's a certain, appeal to that if someone did that to your loved one. But I think at some point that too is just, you got to let it go. Otherwise, that's going to eat you alive.
I hope her 4 kids have found a stable environment to be in.
Yeah.
Because they never asked for any of that. They're just innocent kids being brought into this world to someone like her who just doesn't care about caring for them, incapable of caring for them. And who knows the crap they had to deal with before they were taken out of the home.
Yeah. Monster.
Really?
A monster.
She really is.
I don't know what her visual status is here anymore. This is I don't know if it's probably an old mug shot, because you said she got pretty injured in this.
Well, and I'm wondering, in the picture, the right side of her face looks like it could have been burned.
Maybe, yeah. I would have hoped more so she could see those scars every day. And maybe there is places where so she can be reminded of that if she's going to be staying here on our planet. But yeah. Another fine human being. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments section on YouTube. If you're not already there on YouTube, just search Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi and hit subscribe wherever you're listening to us, whatever podcast platform it may be. Until next time, for Carol, I'm Tony. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again real soon.
Craving non-stop true crime updates? Press subscribe now and get the latest cases, analysis, and expert commentary delivered straight to your feed. Only from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.